This is the weekly InSalt. I am so excited to have you guys in the studio and be joined by my friends and my family. Actually, we're not really related, but
you know what my favorite part of today is?
What?
That the first thing you put in your mouth today was a cum chowder.
Yeah.
You know what my favorite part about today is?
What?
I have female energy in this studio.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Team estrogen.
You know it.
So, Laura, I'm really excited to be with you as a host of the show.
Thank you.
And
I'm super excited too.
Yeah, I've missed a couple episodes with you. So yeah,
It's been
thank
good.
you.
We had a great episode last week.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Was I here? I can't
You
remember. Yeah. I don't remember. Just kidding. And I'm CD and always joined by my boy Wade. How's it going,
It's going good, man.
And Kurt, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Can you tell us about your beard?
My beard? What the fuck
No.
you want to know about that for?
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't want to know
It's kind
anything
of bushy.
about
I'm
your
trying to
beard.
get it longer.
We have some special guests in the studio today, and I couldn't be more excited to be joined by one of my fucking dearest friends, Kelli Underwood, a.k.a. Memphis.
Woo!
How are you?
Welcome.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. I'm just as excited.
And Meg Christine,
You
right?
got it.
Yeah, okay, good. That's your blog name?
That is
or?
my vlog, my Insta. Yes.
All right, I
Meg
can't wait
Christine.
to look that up.
No.
Just kidding.
It's not OnlyFans, dude. It's just
Oh my gosh.
yeah. We got to represent them correctly. They're guests in our studio, man.
Yeah.
I know, but it's just
Is
nice.
it OnlyFans? No.
No, the reason I said OnlyFans is because I just watched a documentary about it. Oh my God.
How do you feel about OnlyFans?
I don't know.
Should it be
I'm
a
all
thing?
for it. I'm
I
all
don't.
for it.
I don't
I'm
know.
thinking about
Yeah.
getting one.
I think if people have
Really?
nice feet,
Yeah.
like
Cash
if-
those checks.
Right?
Oh, don't
Exactly.
get me started.
I was grateful for the documentary because I was afraid when I was going to Google it, I was going to go into the dark web somewhere and just be lost forever and just like into.
Memphis, please tell me the documentary you're talking about.
It's called OnlyFans and it's on Hulu.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it's from I think it was from 2021, and obviously it was like an NBC News broadcast, and I missed it, obviously, because I'm like, I really want to know more about it because I'm curious. This is like me living under a rock. I do. There are some times that I feel like I'm living under a rock, but I do it purposely sometimes. Because there's just some things I just don't want to
wanna
know
know.
about. I
ignorance
just
is
don't
bliss.
care.
Yeah.
But I found it on Hulu and I watched it and I was just like, okay. I don't know. They showed their feet in one of the shots and I'm like,
Don't tell me
you
that.
can
Don't talk
make
to
money
Steve.
It's
off
like
of
a
your
whole
feet.
thing. It's a whole
It's a
thing.
whole thing.
They can make
CD
a ton
loves
of money.
feet.
Farts in a jar.
Do you love feet? Oh my gosh.
he's
Yeah.
a foot guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't need to tell. I mean, I feel like I have
trust me,
family members that listen to this podcast. Wait, Jesus Christ. They don't
It's
need to know that
okay.
part.
You're going to love to rub
I
on their
appreciate nice
feet.
feet.
They're going to be so comfortable.
No, but in
Yeah.
all honesty, like OnlyFans is not just for people trying to be sexual or whatever. Like you can.
Is it not?
You can. Maybe. But
I mean,
They call them
you can,
sex
you can have
workers
an
for a reason.
OnlyFans for like poker instruction.
so I think the OnlyFans that CD's talking. So there's OnlyFans, which is mainly sexual, but then there's also a thing called Patreon, where you pay
Okay.
people a monthly fee to get extra content from them. Which I
Well,
wish
they
we
do
had.
that
'cause I
kind of
love
like a
stuff
happy
based
ending?
on the documentary, and I don't know what's changed for the last couple of years, but
OnlyFans has a bad rap because I think
it's interesting.
that just became
to
like
me.
the sexualized platform.
Yeah.
But at the same time, am I in disagreement with it? No, because if you want to show something and get paid for it, I mean that's
on you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, I'm
Strip
not
clubs
judging.
exist.
Oh,
All for
not
it.
at all. Not at all. I don't judge. You do you. I do me. It's all good.
And I'll tell you what, if you're gonna do you, I'm not gonna get in the fucking way of that.
Exactly. Especially if you're making $150K
Right.
a year, showing your babies, doing whatever you want to do, showing your feet.
I bet you could make an OnlyFans
Yeah.
of just showing your hip bone.
Oh,
You know
Or
what I
your
mean?
elbow.
No, nobody really wants to pull their weenus out.
Dude, Wade, you've told me about and I don't know if OnlyFans is the right platform, but you've told me that I could start a Twitch or whatever. I don't know what the fuck a Twitch is.
Yes,
but
you could live stream your dog to the world and make money off of it.
Yeah.
100%. Isn't
I could-
TD's dog the cutest fucking dog?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Wouldn't you just watch him sleep for like 7
I
hours?
would.
dude, if I can make an extra $5K a month
Yeah.
by
Well, let's
putting up
not-
a camera and
Let's
If I
walk
could
If
before
I
make
we
can
it
make
can.
5K a month, I'd
Bar
quit my
tab a
fucking
week.
job.
Yeah. Listen, people will sit around and pay you to watch you eat.
Yeah.
How do I sign up for
What?
that?
That is weird.
Okay.
That's just
So
mukbang.
Meg, that brings up an interesting question because I get a lot of shit from these fucking wackos, but I'm on TikTok and I scroll,
Yep.
there's a food video. It's mostly like food shit.
Mm-hmm.
But every once in a while,
TikTok about to be banned.
yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
it
It
is.
might
It
be.
is.
Yeah.
But it's probably not.
Probably not.
It's
Yeah.
not going anywhere.
Yeah, TikTok is way bigger than the U.S. government. But
Well, the U.S. government just wants control of it now. They just don't want the Chinese to
That's
have
it.
control. So
Yeah.
it's all going to be okay as long
Yeah.
as we can control it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
but
yeah, but
anyway,
if you open that door,
coming
I'm going to close that door real quick.
come trotting full circle here. There are people that stream themselves sleeping, and there's people that watch people sleeping. Like you
How do I sign up for this?
sleep, get a TikTok, take
Wait,
a nap.
Do you
Take
want
a
to
nap,
watch
motherfucker.
people sleep, or do you want to sign up to be the?
Oh no, I
want to
get paid
Paid,
to
okay.
sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should.
100%.
So you
I
just
mean,
have
you're
Afraid to
Meg.
see
You're a very
myself
beautiful
sleep.
woman. I
Thank
think
you.
people would pay money
Am I blushing now?
to watch you sleep.
See, that's what we've
They
been working
would.
on. CD is there's a line between being creepy and like talking to people. You can't be like you're very beautiful. Basically, what you said is I would love to watch you sleep.
can I
Let me
watch
send
this?
you.
Call me
I'll
out.
send you my
Look at
Venmo.
this
I'll
trip.
send you my Venmo. Okay.
Don't send him your Venmo.
But
He's
it's
on the monthly
true.
fucking subscription.
So
yeah.
I'm not going to bash you for being honest.
No.
Yeah.
I'm not. I mean,
Yeah.
if you want to watch somebody sleep, go on.
I don't know about watching
100%.
people sleep, but
But her, hell yeah.
yeah. Mhm.
You know what is kind of weird though is there was like before the internet happened, there was always those like voyeurism things where it was like,
Oh,
people would sneak
yeah.
around your house and look in your
Remember that
windows.
movie?
But now you just put a camera in your bedroom so people
It's
can look
totally
through your
normal.
windows from the internet.
It's
I
totally
think I would
normal.
probably subscribe to myself doing that just because I really worry about how I sleep because I've got short hair and I wake up and sometimes it looks like a flock of seagulls on one side and like I've just fallen down in a freaking, I don't know, a damp hole or something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how did this happen with the hair?
And so you wonder if
I
somebody-
think well, not for a bad way, but I'm thinking about putting a camera in my bedroom just to see what
Yeah.
happens when I sleep.
Yeah, when
Yeah.
you-
And so I would subscribe to myself.
Are you?
I have my long beard. Sometimes I wake
Like, you
up.
want to watch some crazy ass bitch sleep? Here you go.
Memphis, are you,
$49.99, bitches. It's a sale.
That's a
are
fucking
you a
deal.
sleepwalker?
I don't know. That's why I want to put some cameras inside the house because I think I am.
So I used to be a sleepwalker, and maybe I still am, but I also have known sleep eaters. Have you guys ever heard of
Yes.
known
Heard
a
of
sleep?
this.
100% right here.
Absolutely.
You're a sleep eater.
Oreos.
Well, I think he means that you don't know you ate Oreos, and you
Oh
just
no. Oh, I don't know.
Oh,
But
okay.
like
So you're
the
sleeping?
package ends up empty, and I'm like, some motherfucker broke in and ate my Oreos. It's me.
It's you.
I'm the problem.
Who licked the frosting in between
fucking
these?
sick ass
Me.
Taylor
The
Swift.
front door is locked,
Yep.
and
But
all
some-
the cream filling is missing.
Right.
The cream filling, that frost. That's some good stuff.
We've been working on not being creepy. The Oreos are gone, not just the cream filling, man. Come on.
They're not Oreos, they're cream betweens.
That's a good one.
I mean, let's be honest. That's what they're making their money off of is the filling, not the actual like wafer part that's super dry.
It's true.
Yeah.
And they also probably increase the sales of milk by like 1,000%. Yeah. We don't
know.
we don't like to talk about milk in
Yeah.
front of Kurt.
Well, yeah. Getting old is drinking milk is part of getting old.
Is it?
No.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, is it?
Bullshit.
We stopped
I
drinking milk.
drink
Never
so
drinking
much milk now that I've gotten older, and
You want to do the milk challenge with me?
Oh shit.
No.
Did you take out a
what
loan
is
at the
that?
bank to get that?
That's
What
where
is
you have to drink a gallon of milk in an hour.
And then you have
And
to
keep
hold
it
it down
down.
for an hour.
Ooh.
Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah, let's not do that in the studio though.
So I'm a professional milk drinker, and I couldn't do it.
You're a professional.
I'd rather do the
cereal
taco
milk,
challenge.
though.
Oh, cereal milk.
Well, let's
Cereal
quantify your
milk.
professionalism because you text me one night. Is it okay if you text me one night and you said I've checked something off my bucket list. I finally finished a gallon of milk in one day.
I did.
And I said,
Wow.
I said, what percentage of fat was that? And he said 2%. And I said, you drank over your daily recommended calories in just milk.
Yep. I'm not proud of it.
But
But you did it.
since then, you've stopped drinking milk. And how many pounds have you lost
I've
just
lost-
from not drinking milk?
I've lost 30 pounds.
Nice.
That is amazing.
Yeah, I was at 218. I'm down to 193.
Very nice.
Oh man,
Phenomenal.
milk.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Because, man, it's a
Yeah.
battle. isn't it?
Wow.
I'm almost as fat as you are.
Weight is a battle.
I mean, I was drinking 3 gallons of milk a week,
Seriously.
and I just cut all that out.
Yeah.
Wow.
And here I am, like, just trying to maintain 200 pounds. And I'm like, do I really want to eat that pasta?
Yes.
Yeah. And am I going to add a lot of butter?
Abso-freaking-lutely.
Yeah. A lot of
Yeah.
Parmesan? Yeah.
Yeah.
But let's do it
More
with
Parmesan with it.
zoodles. I'm like, hell.
God.
You know?
Hey, zoodles aren't bad.
They're delicious.
They're not bad, but not when you have to eat them every time you want pasta.
Right.
I know.
They're just not the same.
They are
It's
not
just
even
not the
close.
same. And I'll do it to be healthy because you get to a certain age, and men are different than women, obviously, and the way that our bodies process and do all the things. My God, I'm so jealous of men and how rapidly you can lose weight because you have
You
more
cannot
muscle
drink
mass.
milk.
I know. It's
Yeah,
pissing me
and
off,
You
too.
just cut out milk and you lose
Are you
weight. I am
serious?
over here like red, like
I
you know
breathe
the
and I gain
emoji
weight.
with the
Well, I
banner
replaced the
across
milk with
the
just
face,
water.
like really.
Well-
that middle finger's wanting to go up so bad right now. Oh my
Memphis,
God.
it's probably because most of the men that you know have like Viking blood in them. You know?
Don't
There are
get
a
me started
lot
on
of
some
fat
Viking Valhalla.
fucking dudes out there that are, you know,
And I
they're
truly watched that just because of history.
yeah, they work at the
I don't
they work at the
watch it
PBR
at
factory in
all.
Wisconsin and you know have season tickets to the Green Bay Packers and
Yeah,
shit.
definitely nobody's looking at people's asses when they watch football. you
No.
know?
Did
Absolutely.
I say something about?
Oh
asses?
yes, you
The
are.
players.
When you're
The
watching
players.
football, you're watching those
Yeah.
cheerleaders
Yeah.
shake that ass.
I mean, why does
Or the players.
Shake that
I know a lot of
ass
women that
me.
like baseball, but they don't know a fucking thing about it.
I'm one of those that do know a thing about it. Or two.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Does.
playing
Same.
softball for years.
Memphis, I wanted to ask you because you have such a great personality and you definitely command respect in a room, but you started something on your own, which was you had a blog that you would write.
I did. It was in 2012, and I had so many thoughts inside my head. I needed to get them out.
Yeah.
And it was moving out to Utah. I moved out here in 2005. And then I gradually got into the dating scene, you know, getting online apps, you know, the Match, the eHarmony, and all that. And with girlfriends and other people, men alike, the guy friends too, just talking about these stories and about this stuff. And I was like, and I would just say things. They were like, "Oh my God, that's hysterical! You need to put that down.
Yeah.
You need to write that down." And so I just started this blog, and I was just like, and it was just my thoughts. I didn't know if anybody would read it. I didn't really care.
You just started writing
I
because
just
you
started
wanted to.
writing because I wanted to write and I wanted to get out of my head. But it wasn't ever one-sided. It was always I talked about the female perspective as well as the male perspective because I have guys that were dating and doing the same thing. Not like in hell I was going to date them.
Memphis,
No way in hell.
I imagine that could
Lord
be.
have mercy, no. And I told them straight up, nope,
Yeah.
nope, nope.
What were you saying, CD?
I was just saying. I imagine that can be very therapeutic too.
It was so therapeutic because just getting your thoughts out, and then I did corny stuff like I just, you know, put a recipe with it, like the theme of whatever I was writing about. And then at the end of it, there was a song. I always had, that was the wine, woman, and song. I'm drinking wine. I'm a woman. And I'm talking about this stuff, and then there's got to be a song at the end of it, and I would have like, you know, in reference to whatever, like "You're No Good," Linda Ronstadt,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
you know, "Fly Like an Eagle," whatever the heck.
So do you feel like maybe you just writing this stuff out, you kind of almost put like your personal journal online
Yes.
for everybody to read?
100%?
So when you think of that, you're not holding back any of your personal information necessarily. You're kind of creating yourself like an open book, and do you feel like there's something freeing to just like putting all of your thoughts out there?
It absolutely is, because I
Scary.
am an open
It's very
book.
scary.
Yeah.
There is
Yeah.
nothing, and Sadie can attest to this. Whatever's on my mind, and Meg can too, I say it.
Yeah.
The filter,
100%.
it's there sometimes, and then it's not. And I don't care either way.
Well, and what's the backstory about how you
never
met?
you'll never wonder what I'm thinking.
Oh yeah, because you'll tell us. Right?
Absolutely.
So what's the backstory with how you and Meg met? Did we?
Well, music, it soothes the soul. It soothes
Absolutely.
everything.
Music is life.
Yeah.
And we met out at a club here in Utah. And I don't know if we can say the name of the club. I don't know if that's
It's
all right.
You don't
your
have to. I mean,
discretion.
Yeah,
whatever.
Liquid
It doesn't matter.
Joe's. So we met
Yeah.
out at Liquid Joe's. And Meg, I want you to tell that story.
Oh my gosh. So, yeah, we met at Liquid Joe's. I was walking towards the bar. She was walking back from the bar. And we locked eyes. And it was immediate, that soul connection.
So you just locked eyes and you're
Absolutely.
like, I need to know
like,
this person.
I have known you. I've known
Yeah.
you for forever.
That's
Yeah.
so amazing.
Yeah. And we have been friends ever since.
Ever since.
Really good friends.
I mean, without.
That's something that I think people are losing these days, especially with like internet and online dating and things. Is you can learn. I'm always a handshake person or a hugging person. If I meet somebody
Same.
for the first time, I always try to shake their hand, because you can learn a lot from just a handshake. You can learn a lot from just making
I'm a
eye
hugger.
contact.
I'm a hugger.
Yeah.
There's different
just know.
hugs too.
Oh,
There
yeah.
are.
And there's
Oh,
different
yeah.
handshakes.
Body
too.
language
Mhm.
and yes,
And I
eye
think that's-
contact is huge.
It is very huge, and I think you can learn a lot just by looking somebody in the eyes. And it's like, it's not like you're learning something that your mind clicks into. It's more of a feeling. You know, you look into somebody's eyes, and like when I met you this morning, both of you this morning, I was like, oh yeah, this is gonna be an easy day at work.
I know.
Like,
I want to go
it's gonna be
camping
great.
with you
Yeah.
guys.
I'm glamping, baby. Not just camping.
I,
We go
I
glamping.
camp. I don't clamp yet.
We're glamping. You can bring a tent, but I'm gonna be in the
I
camper.
got my Jeep set up.
Yeah, Memphis earlier, I said we were outside. We went outside and we're getting our nicotine fix, and we talked about, man, we want to go camping. You're like,
Yeah.
well, there will always be you can have your tent there, but just know that there will be a bed available.
Absolutely. There'll be something
conditioning.
available. Cook up in the camper. Oh my gosh! I mean, we have feast.
Oh yeah.
We feast, and we did all this before 2020. We haven't done a whole lot since then, but we did get out, and that was the one thing about that whole year. There was just one thing after another, and what a lot of people don't know is being out here in Utah. Not on top of everything else that was going on globally, we had the earthquakes hitting.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, when the earthquake hit, I was like, the world is, and
Yeah, talk about
that
a
was
bad-
just the beginning
That's
of
a
it.
bad combo,
Right?
Like
I
quarantine and then earthquake. Like everybody stay home because you're safe, and then an earthquake hits. We're the
Like,
last.
right?
person-
Get out of your
Like,
house,
Yeah.
right?
Where do I go? Where do I go?
Yeah.
I remember.
Stay in
What about
bed.
it? Well, and I know from tornadoes, from being from the south, it's
Yeah.
like, and they just, oh God, there was just a horrible one that hit.
What is it like
couple
going
of
through a
days ago.
tornado?
It's devastating, but I am, I hate to say this, but I'm the one that goes, I want to see, and I'm like, where is
go
it?
up to the
And I just
window.
want to open the doors.
I wanna
and
go
be
fly a
hunkered
kite.
down in the, because you don't really have basements in the south. You have attics,
Yeah,
so
'cause
you
the
fill
water
up your
table's
attics
high,
instead
yeah.
of basements. It's different. But you're in the tub with mattresses over, or in a pantry or whatever. I mean, it's pretty damn gnarly. And this was a supercell tornado that just went
shit.
through Arkansas
Yeah,
like 2
I
days
saw
ago.
that. That was
it was
horrible.
devastating.
Yeah.
Like 40 miles from Memphis. But even then, it's just all the things. It's just all the things, and you're like. Then you wanted to do soul check, and you're like, "Am I right with things? Am I okay
Yeah.
with things?
And in the
am I
meantime-
good with
Did I fuck up?
okay. Did I apologize for that thing? Oh my God, I'm gonna call them real quick. Oh my God, I have no cell service. Oh shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's just all those things, and so I think it's like keeping yourself in check, because shit's gonna happen on the daily.
Yep.
I
you're right.
always feel that shit's gonna
Yeah.
happen on the daily, and it's a matter of just being true to you, keeping your heart good, keeping your soul good, and just knowing that you're right with the people that you want to be right with.
I was
if that
talking
makes
with
sense.
100%. This is the first time I've ever heard this, but I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday at the bar, and he's like, "Yeah, when I was younger, I used to live in a house with this guy who used to be in the mafia, but he was an ornery motherfucker. Like his family didn't like him, and so they were paying him $1,000 a month just to be there to help him with anything that he needed done. And the one complaint that he had is that he was afraid to die because of the things he did in his
Yeah.
life.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
It had made retribution.
Oh, like
Yeah.
he's gonna go to hell, or
Yeah,
has to.
because I'm sure he's done
He's gonna be
horrible
stuck
things,
on
you know,
Earth.
and he's probably done those things for his benefit, you know. Or
There's that little Nicky movie, Adam Sandler movie, where
Yeah.
they stick a pineapple up Hitler's ass. You know,
you know how we talked about things escalating quickly.
Boom, shaka laka laka.
But I thought it was
Right.
interesting because you brought up kind of that the fact that if you're just open and you're kind and you're sending out into the world what you want to get back, then you really don't have to be worried about anything.
You don't have.
know?
That's the way I feel. I mean, it is the golden rule. I don't care. We're not going to get into that, but
I
treat
still have my
others the
golden
way
rule
you want to
marble.
be treated. And I'll flat out tell somebody. I've told them with a smile on my face.
Yeah.
You know, just take a long walk off that short pier, honey,
not
right over
kidding.
there.
She's not kidding.
And they will be like, okay. And they walk away and they turn around and look back and they go,
What?
did you just tell me to F off? I'm like, Abso-freaking-lutely.
Yeah, my mantra is do no harm,
Yeah.
but take no shit.
There
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
go.
That's a very good mantra.
Yep.
Yeah, I swear to God, you were related.
I know, right? We are soul sisters. We are, I mean,
And we knew it.
we're
Yeah.
sisters by heart. We knew it immediately.
So you literally became friends by making eye contact at Liquid
Yeah.
Joe's,
And just
then
started talking,
just
and
started
it was
talking since
nonstop.
then. Just nonstop.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's amazing. That's
it
an
is
amazing
amazing.
story.
That's how Sadie and I met. I mean,
Yeah.
it was out playing poker. The same kind of thing. Met.
Just
talked
kinda
to
clicked
him.
and
I mean,
had a
you
good
had
time
the
and-
mullet back then too. You wore the bandana with the mullet, and I was like,
Dude, you
he's a
looked like
cool
a real
dude.
piece of shit.
No, he was cool as shit. I thought it was cool.
It was cool.
And it was just like we just clicked. We started talking, and it was just like we've been friends ever since.
Yeah.
And that was
Yeah.
years ago.
and that's also. I also connected very closely with your mother as well.
Oh.
God rest her soul.
Oh, rest in peace, Mama. Mama Memphis.
Yeah, Mama Memphis, Carolyn. She was a beautiful person.
She was.
and
She
yeah,
was hard to the core too, though. She taught me not to take any shit.
Yeah, it's
Woo.
good to see that you guys have this connection, and I feel that way with all these guys in the studio, Kurt and Wade and
Yes.
Laura, and both of you guys. Like there's an unsaid. You don't have to agree on everything.
And if you do, then it's boring.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to agree to disagree
Yeah.
a lot of the times. You have your thoughts. I've got.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. We can agree to disagree.
Kind of more importantly, I want you to form your own opinion on things. You know, I don't want you to
Absolutely.
just listen to whatever I say and
Don't
think it's the
be
greatest
some-
shit ever because I'm not good at this shit.
Right.
Or just open my mind to other perspectives.
Yeah, but I think that whole thing, I don't want to bring it up again, but when you're like, hashtag, I mean, the cancel culture, the whole
yeah.
thing,
Yeah.
hashtag you're canceled. You know what I mean? It's like everything was canceled. I'm like, you know, and it was like one of those things where I just wanted to go into the fetal position and just be like, I don't even
Yeah.
know. I just need to words are hard. Ray. I don't want to be Riri. I don't want to be Rihanna. Oh, sorry.
There it is.
Shot. Shot. But still, it was like I don't.
I think
I needed some rebirth in my. I think we all did in some way, and it changed everyone in
Yeah.
some shape,
100%.
form, or fashion. And we don't have to dwell on it, but it did change. It changed relationships. It changed how you say you love to shake hands, you
Yeah.
love to hug.
Yeah.
That's gone. It's canceled. Hashtag it's canceled.
It's canceled,
Hugs
yeah.
are canceled.
I still hug.
I certainly don't want to like get into politics or religion or whatever, but after I think the and not to get too serious, but I think the pandemic really changed things a lot, and
It
the way
did.
that we treat each other. And I think we all forgot that we just don't give a fuck about whatever we think.
I think
you
what
know?
we lost during the pandemic is the fact that we're all individuals. And then when everybody was at home, I think the go-to thing now was let's turn to social media. So people went there and they found how fucking toxic it can be.
Yeah.
And
100%.
how you're just
I
seeing
did.
kind of like the
It does.
best of people or the gripes of people. In reality, like, you didn't have to go to Facebook. You could just call me.
Yeah.
You know,
That's it. Yeah,
Forgot how to make a phone
we
call.
forgot how to
that's
just
it.
actually talk to each other. Instead, we'd post on Facebook about, oh, I'm so mad. Like, this didn't happen, this is hypothetical, but I'd be like, I'm so mad at CD. He did this and this. Then he'd see it on Facebook, and it just perpetuates the problem. Whereas I can just call you and be like, hey, man, I don't really appreciate what you did the other day, and then just have a civil conversation about it.
Yeah.
Now it's more about clout than it is about being personal with each other,
Jen?
which is
For me, it's definitely a mindset thing, and
Or Meg. Shit.
that's all right. That's okay.
Jesus Christ. I apparently was thinking about someone named Jen. Sorry, Meg.
I had a long discussion the other day about someone who told me, who kept telling me repeatedly, I look just like Jenny McCarthy.
maybe that's
So it's
why.
funny that you said that. But the pandemic.
And you
for
know that I
me-
want Jenny McCarthy to be my BFF, so
Okay,
there we
well,
go.
there you
I've
go.
already kind of
You
got,
got it,
I'm
you got
there.
it.
I'm almost
You got
there.
it. For me, all the horrible things that happened in the pandemic, a lot of great things happened.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
My circle became very, very small, and I
Yes.
know who my true friends are.
Yeah,
One of them is sitting right next to me.
yeah.
Right? So I would much rather have 4 shiny quarters than 100 dull pennies.
You just quoted
Yeah.
me.
What do you mean? So, it did bring out a lot of really great things,
I agree.
too.
Yeah, yeah.
Who your
100%.
true friends are.
And I think, like when we're all sitting at home, there's certain people. Oh, we got a picture of Jenny McCarthy. Yep.
Oh, hell. Oh, my
I
gosh.
don't see it.
My
I don't
BFF.
see it.
She's so
Meg, I am
funny.
so embarrassed. No. Oh, shit.
I don't see it at all.
I kind.
I don't really see it either.
We're gonna need to straighten your hair.
Well, it's a
I see
different.
it a little bit.
No,
right?
just get another picture with like her hair long and just we'll find one.
Anyway.
It's like that's kind of
Memphis,
like
you-
the man behind the curtain. He just slides the picture off of the screen so he can look shit up on his own. But you're right. There was a lot of, and I think one great thing that came out of the pandemic was the ability to create bread.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Didn't a lot of people like you're sitting at home, and I think people were like, "Man, I'm gonna get into sourdough bread."
Holla at her. Oh, speaking of bread, holla.
Challah
at ya.
bread.
I made challah bread yesterday, and it was magnificent.
And I
Oh, no, see, I don't
There
see
you
it.
go. See?
I don't see it.
now you just have straighter and longer hair.
Wait, is that Jenny McCarthy?
Yes.
Yeah. Are
you
She's
sure?
hot.
Yeah, if
I mean,
CD had to be like, "Is that Jenny McCarthy?" He's like, "Wow, I'm changing my opinion about it."
That's Jenny, and I've got all her glosses. I'm just,
Yeah.
She looks like a
I'm
vegan.
a fangirl.
She does look like a vegan.
Does she look like a vegan?
What's a vegan
Yeah,
look
she looks
like?
amazing.
She's married to Donnie Wahlberg. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Jenny McCarthy Wahlberg now. She was married to Jim Carrey.
I kind of
Years
feel like
ago.
Wahlberg
I
is
know
like
too
one
much
of the
about her.
worst
I'll
last
shut up.
names you can have.
Yeah.
I'll shut up. I know too much about her.
You've been looking Jenny McCarthy up.
Girl crush.
Girl crush.
We're approaching pretty close to just a little break that we like to take, to use the restroom and maybe take another shot. But I definitely want to get into your guys' next project. And that's very exciting. We
We're
are
so
on a
excited.
podcast, and you guys are hopefully going to be starting a podcast soon.
Oh, it's not.
are.
Hopefully we are.
We are.
Yeah.
I'm going to be a listener.
Oh,
I already know.
you guys.
Yeah.
And you're going through the struggle right now, which is one of the hardest things that I think exists on this earth, and it's trying to name something that you really
Oh my gosh, we came
Right?
up with a name, and I think we're gonna stick.
It's
to
so
it.
good.
It was just a
It's
Google
good.
search.
Don't leak it.
Everything.
don't leak it on our show.
Every name you can imagine.
If you really want to leak it, but I don't. You
But it
can't.
was every name you could imagine.
Oh, we went
You
through
put podcasts
hours and
behind it.
hours and
Boom.
hours.
That's the
Boom.
crazy thing about once you have the drive to do something, like you obviously have done your blog and you had a good name for that, but we were Googling it outside and it's like there's so many people that had that same idea.
Oh, yeah.
And that
So
kind
many.
of beats you down as like a person with drive is you look it up and you're like, I just came up with the best name, and you Google it and there's 4 of them already.
Yep.
God damn.
Damn it.
I
We
think
did that yesterday.
Yeah.
I
Beat
think
you
hours.
down.
I think whether you have 5 people that listen to your podcast or read your blog, or 5,000 or 5 million, I think it's important that we all get our message and talk, because going back with the whole pandemic stuff, is I think some of us are misunderstood, and we want to
Agreed.
we want to get this out there. I I think sometimes people look at me as a party guy and they can call me if they want to buy drugs or whatever, you know. And I'm not that guy. I'm really just not. And that's why we do this podcast. And there has been a moment where we had just 5 listeners. And so I'm really...
Wait a second. We do this podcast so that you don't have to sell drugs?
www.mollycd.com.
Oh, my favorite part of the pandemic is Instacart home delivery.
Oh,
Yeah.
hell
I
yeah.
don't go to the grocery store anymore.
Oh my gosh, I had
Ever.
a panic attack. And you know, the thing is you see all the comedians coming back up around and they're doing
Yeah.
their comedy. And there are moments, and I didn't mean to bring it up in the way that I brought it up, but it is still a topic.
Yeah.
Even though you don't like it, it still is, because people are still ever evolving.
Yeah.
It throughout your whole entire life. That was just like a time warp.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever the heck happened. I mean, and you're just like, okay, where am I?
Yeah.
What's my name?
Yeah.
Well, it still felt like 2020 and 2021.
And in 2022, part of it, I mean,
Yeah.
we're still living it. But then you watch the comedians that come out and you're watching all these specials and you're so excited and they're all talking about it. And I found myself honestly rolling my eyes going, I am so sick of talking about it.
Can we move
Yeah.
on?
But now that I'm talking about it, it's just like,
Here we are.
I don't want people listening to this going, oh my God.
Oh, no.
really?
I think that the truth in that statement is that we're still feeling effects from that now. And
Yeah.
like, you got to remember, when we were in the middle of the pandemic, we were listening to fake crowd audio and baseball games. And
Right?
we were watching
Oh,
people
cut
on
out
a-
people sitting in the audience.
Yeah, we were watching Zoom
stands.
meetings for
The
the audience on an
cardboard.
NBA game.
Cardboard.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
cardboard
Cardboard
cutouts.
And then
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden there was just a switch that went, no, we're back to normal now. And I
Yeah.
think that's why
No
it feels
big
like
deal.
a time warp.
Everybody's
No
like,
big deal.
Yeah.
Well,
Just
it's the whole
let's pretend that didn't
time.
happen,
Yeah,
right?
no big deal.
Fucking
But the
weird.
whole time you were like, when is it going to get back to normal? And then it gets back to normal and you go, is that normal?
Yeah.
Is this normal?
Yeah. It's
What?
completely
What's
changed.
normal?
Like
But
a
it's normal.
glitch in the matrix. You're like, if
I say that all the time. It's a
Blue
glitch
pill.
of the matrix.
it feels like everything's normal, but something definitely changed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Here's a real quick glitch. A short moment of pause. We had the best break. So good.
So
there was
exciting.
a lot of police.
So
and-
excited happened.
I love the dynamics of just of our podcast,
so
the way
good.
it's going, and I'm so excited for your guys' podcast. But I think Wade has
that was a horrible handoff.
shit.
That was a horrible.
Shit.
I was going to say, that's a horrible handoff.
You can
That
call
was
me
like-
Colin Kaepernick. Then
That was like a running back, just going through and going, here's the ball.
Yeah.
And the guy fumbling it and going,
Yeah.
I didn't even know it was coming to me, mother.
You were passing me the ball, but you didn't even have it yet.
Right? You didn't even have the ball in your hand and you're faking it?
No,
I'm an idiot.
The thing that I want to bring up is something that you mentioned, Memphis, on when we were outside on the break, is that there's a lot of things that people do when they're by themselves that they don't admit to. For example, I talk to myself all the fucking time. In my
All
house.
the time.
You do too?
No, I think everybody
I
does
answer
it.
myself.
Yes.
Is that bad?
Everybody does. And my poor
You're
dog
right.
just
You're
looks at me
right.
like, is that a command? Am I supposed to do something with this?
See, and I feel like
Memphis, I talk to my microwave.
Oh.
I do too. I
like,
talk to everything.
Shut the fuck up. I get that when it's after a minute it beeps and goes beep.
well, you can just press a button and turn it off, though.
No, but not if you're not close to it.
Oh, that's
Sure.
true. So yelling,
Right?
yelling at it.
And you're like, shut up! I know my dinner is done.
I just think
We're
that
like,
the
fucking
Alexa
shut
that
up,
I have, and sorry if I
Alexa.
triggered anybody's Alexa, but if the one I have in my kitchen is probably, if somebody at Amazon is monitoring me, they're like, this guy's fucking crazy.
Right.
Alexa, 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 Alexa,
don't do
Alexa.
it.
I scream
that,
it.
I have that
Yeah, I have
bamboo
to.
plant on my table, and I tell it good things because I do believe that if I like encourage my bamboo plant, it will grow better. You know what I mean?
Are
Okay.
you one of those people that gives your botanical whatever
Talking to plants.
talking to
works.
plants?
Talking to
good.
plants is a real
Inspiration.
thing.
I only have 2 plants, and I talk to both of them. One is bamboo, and one is a Venus flytrap, which is sick as fuck.
Oh, that's so sick.
Dude.
That's like, Feed me, Seymour.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's the old Broadway. Oh.
After the show,
Oh,
after the show, man.
Oh, go, Audrey.
no,
You just became an Audrey.
Daddy behind me, suddenly Seymour. Oh, I fucking love Little Shop of Horrors.
I love it.
We took too many fireballs.
Good thing we have that limiter. Holy
No
We
shit.
just stepped into a Broadway.
I limited
we just
the
went
fuck
to
out
New
of it.
York City in 2 seconds.
So you remember when when Ghostbusters came out and it was like, "Don't cross the streams"? I think we accidentally crossed them today.
We just crossed the plains, but I think it's going to work.
I'm gonna let you feed the Venus flytrap after the show, if you'd like to.
I would love
It's
that.
fucking cool.
Yeah.
He's got a bag full of mosquitoes.
Seymour is
mosquitoes.
standing beside me. Oh, never mind.
Okay.
It's not the way it used to be. I know. Edit that, please.
No, we don't edit shit.
No, we don't.
Shit.
Okay.
So,
You just,
Do you ever-
have
Where
to
was
have a little bit of
Where
a
was that
lift.
going?
do you ever?
Do you guys want to hear that?
There's a
actual-
lot of fucking shit going on.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Kurt.
it's too much.
Yes,
Here we go.
I'll bring it
Yeah.
up, Kurt.
I definitely
'Cause
want the.
Little
I
Shop of
definitely want
Horrors
CD to
is
start
my
fucking
favorite
singing
musical.
again.
Yes.
I love it.
Is it?
Hold on.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
back it up.
everybody's
I don't
looking
want my,
Everybody's looking at
my
the screen.
version.
Yeah.
I don't want the Audrey version. No. Thank you.
Audrey, it's all behind you now. You got nothing to be ashamed of.
Oh my
You're a
God.
very nice person. I always knew you were.
We wasted so much content outside.
Because of your
Oh,
fly
this is gonna
trap.
take a minute. Let me
Your
just
Venus
skip ahead
flytrap.
here.
That's what the musical. Was
Yes.
about.
Yeah. I know. Yeah.
See that? I used to sing like that.
She is the hottest, ugliest blonde. I love her.
She's pretty hot.
Yeah.
She wasn't blonde.
What's the name of the male actor? You don't know this.
Rick Moranis.
Rick Moranis.
Rick
yeah.
Moranis.
From Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Or from Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters, yeah.
Ghostbusters was more prominent.
Crossing
I
the
don't think
street.
that she's an unattractive blonde. I just think that she's got that vibe of when the movie came out. You know what I mean? Like it was very typical to dress in that
True.
way in that in the time.
Yes.
I also just really want to point out that we're listening to this off of Jilly16 on YouTube.
I don't think, honestly, I don't think that's her real voice. I think there was a voice actor behind.
Oh, she is.
No,
she has a voice.
And something like in a movie like this, there's no way they're gonna let you get away with having somebody sing for you. You
No,
know?
if
Ooh.
you pull up her individual stuff, she's freaking amazing.
I kind of want to touch her boob.
Me too.
Well, not me, but I want to ask
Do you
you a
want
question,
to wait,
Kelly.
Meg? You said you want to touch your boob.
I'll touch your boob.
All right, I want to kind of touch
well,
your
I'll
boob
touch
too.
a boob, but I don't know.
I wanna
that
touch
it's
all
like
you
I'm
guys'
yearning
boobs.
for
I want to
it.
hear what Laura's question
Yeah.
is.
I'm going to go a completely different direction.
Hit it.
So, Kelly,
Yes,
you're a musical background. Were you in a band?
a lot of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, back in Memphis, God, I started singing at a very young age, and I was blessed to sing with some incredible musicians and know some incredible musicians throughout my career and my life.
What's one of your favorite experiences with
Yeah.
a musician or something?
That is so
I know that's
rude.
probably really
That's
hard to
pro-
pin
and
down.
we're-
Rude.
What's
Were you
one of your most
country?
memorable ones?
Were you country?
B.B. King.
Okay.
Ooh.
BB King. Nice.
Yeah. Well, more like singing in his club.
Snort alert.
There it is.
But, you know, snort alert. Yeah, I don't have alerts for that. Sorry. But more just being in his club, but feeling the presence of being in that club and
Yeah.
emulating that. Ruby Wilson. Oh, the Duncan sisters. Oh, Reba Russell. I mean, you walk down Beale Street in Memphis,
Yeah.
and they have the blue notes, just like when you're walking down the Hollywood Hall of Fame. They have
Yeah.
all the. I mean, and the blue notes, and there is. On my playlist right now, a new band. They're not new. They're just finally hitting it, and it's Sister Lucille.
Okay.
And
yeah.
you will do yourself a disservice if you don't listen to one of the songs. For the women in the room, why not me? And I think y'all will even like it too.
I mean, I could
It's
identify as a
it's
woman if I feel like
empowerment.
I think we can all appreciate some good music.
Yes.
The
100%.
video is about woman empowerment, but Sister Lucille they have this style that they're calling Mem Funk. It's Mem
But with a little- with a little
PHUNK,
twist on
Mem
it.
Funk.
Yeah.
And I mean, people get it so confused in the South. They go, "Oh, you're from Memphis. You like country." I'm like, oh, "Okay, hold on. Nashville's country.
Yeah.
Memphis is rock and blues, and it's true. It really is the truth. And just there's been so many legends and so many things going through.
What would you say your favorite genre of music is then? Like, I know that's hard to choose
That's
as
a
well.
loaded
It's so
question.
hard because I love a little bit, a lot of it from every single one of them, even the genre today.
So you just generally appreciate a musician's art form.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm not genre.
Yeah.
I'm not a genre snob.
Yeah.
I love rap. I listen to Kendrick Lamar
Great
all the way to
artist. Great.
freaking
Love
Celine
Kendrick,
Dion. I mean, the gamut, to Pank. I mean, to all of it. I run
Is that an artist? I couldn't tell.
That was an emotion right
That
there.
was an emotion.
That was pure emotion.
Sorry about that
I'm just
growl. What
fucking
did I
with you.
growl? I apologize.
A little bit.
But I think you make a good point about music is the fact that I hate that question too. That's kind of why I asked is like,
So
what's your favorite
hard.
genre? I don't really have one. I just appreciate good music and people that spend time making
Every
something that's
bit of
cool.
it. And I'll
Yeah.
tell you, the best thing about, because I'm a concert snob, I have concert calendars. I do it for a reason because I love the music. But if they suck
live.
live, then
Oh,
you
yeah.
suck.
They suck.
Yeah.
Because
They
suck.
studios can make
Yeah.
anybody sound good.
Yeah.
Anybody. Just
Yeah.
saying A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
Like
You know.
a lot of people will hate T-Pain for the fact that he basically was the pioneer of auto-tune. But
Yeah.
he is an amazing
genius.
artist. He's
Yeah.
a genius.
He's
yeah.
so
He's a
good.
genius at doing that.
Yep.
Because he helps so many artists become
Yeah.
artists and
Right.
superstars and like legends.
T-Pain was on The Masked Singer, which is everybody.
I
I
love
love that show. Yeah.
A lot of people hate
I'm
that
sorry, I
show.
yelled.
That's okay. We have things in place for that. But he was on The Masked Singer, and a lot of people say, well, I hate that fucking show. But the reason he went on The
I
Masked
love
Singer
that
is
show.
because you got to hear this character that you don't know who he is.
Yes.
He sings the most, he has the most range of anybody that I've ever seen on that
It
show.
was amazing.
And then they're like, who is it? And he takes his
Have you heard him
hat
sing
off.
War Pigs?
Yeah. It's
Oh, he
amazing.
sings War Pigs, AC/DC War Pigs.
No, Black Sabbath. Like
Oh, Black Sabbath.
Black Sabbath,
I'm sorry.
baby.
yeah. Oh, it's
I'm
so
getting
good.
my.
You are one letter off on the alphabet.
That's why they call me ABCD.
That's why I just said the A, B,
Yeah.
C, D.
It's amazing.
It really, and I think that's what makes music. I think like invokes emotion in people. Like if you're having a shitty day and you're like, I kind of just want to listen to like some music. You play like some things that like touch you a little bit more, and not everybody's the same way.
And then
One
you
day
cry.
it could be Nina Simone. The next day it could
Oh,
be
yeah.
Red Hot Chili Peppers. The next day it could be Stone Temple Pilots. And I
Yep.
could go back to Billie Holiday. I mean, it
Frank
is
Sinatra.
whatever. Rat Pack, whatever. I got goosies, y'all. It's whatever feeds my soul.
Yeah,
And
at the
whatever
time.
I'm feeling, I always have
Something,
music.
some music. Yeah,
And
Memphis.
it's just,
When I get in my car, for whatever reason,
I know
get
you
a-
turn on Nickelback.
I get. Oh yeah.
Nickelback.
Fuck
Okay.
Nickelback.
I'm
But no,
kidding.
when I get in my car, whenever I'm driving, I get anxiety.
Yeah.
And I've tried to drive to California. I drove to Lava Hot Springs, and I was just like so nervous and just full of just this angst.
Yeah.
But when I put on music, it helps me relax and take a deep breath and whatever. And
It soothes the soul, baby.
and Nickelback makes me want to drive off of a fucking goddamn off ramp.
I think they got a bad rap.
But
I'll be
but
on the
all
Nickelback.
that
You
all
have
that
a
being
bad
said,
rap.
no,
Yeah.
there seriously is, Meg. Like maybe do you have is there something a musical band or
Oh my
something
goodness.
that makes you relax?
Again, like Kelly, there are so many. But I love the Teskey Brothers.
I haven't
They're
heard of them.
amazing.
the Teskey
The
brothers.
Teskey
Yes.
Brothers, you guys. Have you heard of Kaleo?
I've heard of Cleo.
No.
Yeah.
Icelandic.
Yeah.
They're absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
But the Rat Pack, Dean Martin, Frank Sinatra, Billie Holiday, Ella Fitzgerald, that genre
Ella.
really just
Nina
kind of makes me drop my
Simone.
shoulders and like, oh, okay.
It just changes your whole
It does,
vibe.
but I love like Post Malone.
Post Malone's
a
coming on the
posty
podcast.
stalker.
We're posty stalking.
Oh, my
I'm not gonna lie.
Well,
I
if you
recently
ever-
started stalking him. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We're stalkers.
If you ever get in touch with him, let him know we want him.
I
on the
know.
podcast.
Oh, we
No,
will.
he's
I
coming on the
tried
podcast.
to.
Yeah.
I went on that tour of homes thing.
I literally did.
And I was literally in a house with my daughter, looking right over at Posty Says. I was like, I think he's at the fair. This is the weekend. He's at the fair. It was last year.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, God.
yeah.
He's just seems
Because
like
I would have driven right up and just knocked on the door.
Doesn't
Yeah.
he seem just like the coolest dude? Like,
Yeah.
just want to hang out with him.
He's so
And
chill.
I like that he is just a regular motherfucker
Yes.
like you and me.
he gives
you know
no
what I mean?
Beer
fucks.
pong.
Like,
He
I mean,
drinks-
just all
yeah.
of
Yeah,
it.
he drinks Bud Light,
Yeah.
plays beer pong.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. His
He drives a
sponsorship-
Subaru.
Oh, wow.
He
he's
loves
just a-
Olive Garden.
Okay.
I mean, okay, we know too much.
Costco.
We're revealing too
We're
much.
stalkers. We're stalkers.
I think he's just one of those people that he was like, it would be cool if I just follow my passion and I don't really expect the fame. And then out of nowhere, he became one of the most
Boom.
famous
Yeah.
fucking people in the
Yeah.
world. And then he's like, oh shit, what better way than to. And I don't know if it was Post that reached out to Bud Light or Bud Light reached out to him, but either way, greatest fucking sponsorship.
But
of
that
all time.
football, and then they
Yeah.
premiered it at the Super Bowl
Yeah.
during the Super Bowl, and that commercial of him just like flying back and doing some mango beer. I'm like,
Yeah.
he would never drink
Nah.
No.
Well, I don't know, but
We talked about it. It's like
We
we
love
get
it.
Post Malone on the show, then we're gonna have to do a lot of work because
Oh.
I'm not in the state to have 4 pallets of Bud Light delivered.
Here's the thing:
I
is
will
he would sit
fucking
right
take out
here.
my life savings to buy
Set
4
it up in
pallets
the
of Bud
corner.
Light
Amen.
for Post Malone.
He
I'll
wouldn't
chip
care.
in.
That's the kind of
I'll
guy
chip
he is.
in.
He wouldn't care.
He reminds
and that's
me a
what
lot
I
of, like-
think so many people get confused because people are people. So why should it be? Sorry, no Depeche Mode there. But anyway, we're all real. We just
Yeah.
followed our passion. They followed their passion. They got famous. They did what they did, but they're still real. And people forget
Yeah.
that part of realness. But sometimes the musician forgets that part of
Yeah,
realness.
people
Yeah.
get greedy.
And I've met some really guys. Meg
We've
and I
got stories.
both
We've got stories.
Great
We've
musicians,
got
but shitty fucking
stories.
people.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
about, and we'll call it out on their. We're going to put them on the podcast and call them
Yeah,
out on
do
it.
it. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, what made you turn in to an asshole?
Yeah. So, for
I mean-
example, I think Ariana Grande is probably the most detached celebrity from what normal people do every day that it's crazy.
What's up with Ariana Grande?
She just, I think that she's been famous for her entire life, so she
Yeah.
has no idea what you and I do on a daily basis.
Oh, she was on like Barney and Friends.
No, she's just Ariana. She's. You making it?
What? Is there still new
he
Barney
said that
and
she
Friends?
was famous all her life. I mean, it wasn't.
She was a child
Well, she's
star,
young.
right?
I don't know.
But
I don't know
here's-
who. I don't know. Honestly, I couldn't tell you an Ariana Grande song. Or
Well, yes, you
where she-
could.
Yes.
Oh,
you
yes,
could.
you
And I
could.
guarantee-
You know
No,
it.
yeah, no,
I guarantee
couldn't,
that
no.
you've touched yourself inappropriately looking at it.
I've listened to folk music and do not touch myself to Ariana Grande.
I guarantee you have. You might not have known it was her. You're just like, oh, she's hot.
Okay, maybe.
But she's been like
The
she
ponytail.
just was in the spotlight for so long that I think that she's out of touch of like what normal people do, you know. And I think that Post Malone, to your point, Memphis, is he's just the guy that you could run into him at Costco and he'd
And
be
I
like,
love
oh,
that.
yo.
I love that about him.
And if you're like, can I get a picture with you? I'm sure he will go out of his way to be like, yeah, you can get a picture with me in front of like all of these
I
bags of rice.
respect that. I respect that so
yeah,
highly.
yeah. Like he's like the Bill Murray of the rap game.
Yeah, he's
You
he just makes me happy.
That's
but
so
then like
But
Led
then there's people
Zeppelin,
that-
Led Zeppelin,
Yeah.
all the classics, right?
Oh, yeah.
Led Zeppelin, the Stones. So honestly, it just depends on the day.
Huey Lewis.
Who would you think
Huey
is
Lewis,
like
that's a good
I know.
one. Yeah.
who would you think is like the worst musician that to meet like they're just a dick?
Ooh, do we want to drop names?
Oh,
I mean, don't do.
Let's drop names.
Should
They're
we, like,
they're famous
personal?
people. We
I
don't.
mean,
They don't
that
give a
they're-
fuck about this podcast.
I kind of feel like The Weeknd would be an asshole if I met him.
he's not though.
Yeah, see,
Yeah.
that's
I
great.
went to the weekend in LA last year. My all-time favorite concert.
I
Yeah,
was
love
I think-
that.
so
I love
blessed.
that.
One of our very good friends, Carolyn, invited me to go to the Grammys years ago, and I got to go to the Grammys, which I wasn't
That's
accepting
amazing.
an
That is
award.
amazing.
Like, I wish it would have been.
I think you got one
But I
coming.
mean, we were literally up from the stage. Adele was right in front of us on this circular
Wow.
stage, and I was like losing my mind.
Yeah.
But it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. And there are so many incredible, and just going to throw it out. I had Bieber fever
Okay.
for years.
Oh, how dare you?
Because
I'm not mad at Bieber.
no, but the thing was that so many people were, and at that particular Grammy event, at that show, they weren't real receptive. All the artists down, they weren't real receptive, and
Yeah.
it was explosive. It was incredible. And then I watched Vampire Diary. I mean, not Vampire. Oh God, it's the band with Alice Cooper and Johnny Depp. I'm doing that brain fog thing again.
Hollywood Vampires.
Hollywood Vampires. Thank
Yeah.
you, Maggie.
You're
Like
welcome,
my
baby. I
megalicious,
love you.
my megalicious. But I got to see Hollywood Vampires for the first time. I mean, and I was literally the mind blown emoji. I mean, seeing Johnny Depp in his element, because Johnny Depp didn't want to ever be. He didn't really set out to be an actor.
No.
He was a musician, but he fell into acting.
Yeah.
So there's so much, and I don't know if part of the jerky side of it is that I really didn't want to do this, but I'm doing it because this is what's making me money.
Yeah.
This is how I'm whatever fan. It's just
Jared
there's
Leto
so
fell into
many
that category. You know,
Oh,
You just talking
30
about
seconds
him
to Mars.
30 seconds to
yeah.
yeah.
fucking Mars, baby.
He's a great actor, but I think he's a better musician. You know.
Yeah,
Ooh, I
do
would
too.
disagree.
agree.
I like his acting better than his music. I
Yeah.
think 30 Seconds to Mars is just complete bullshit. But
I also would like to live on his island with his cult.
yeah,
Yeah.
sure, yeah.
A little strange.
I would be in that
A little weird.
cult.
All right.
But I really, really hate pop music. I want to be one of those like hippy dippy, I like to be a part of the unknown or whatever, folk music, whatever.
You've always been an underground guy. You like want to find music that nobody else listens to.
I want to hear music that you will not hear on the radio. But I can tell you right now that The Weeknd is probably one of the best musicians
Yeah.
Dude,
He
it
out
was
is.
there
such an
in the
experience.
world.
I love that.
Like, he is so fucking creative and weird and fantastic and bizarre, and I love that.
Do you know how much that like fat suit face thing that he wore like threw people off? They're like, "Oh, The Weeknd had surgery and now he's got a fat face." No, he just did that because he's an
People lost their
entertainer.
mind.
I know
They
from
lost
Yeah.
their
Just a
mind.
personal source that he writes literally no less, and I hope I get this right, 25 songs a day.
I would
a
believe
week.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
It's
mean,
amazing.
it's just.
He's a good
Yeah.
example of living, eating, and breathing just pure musician talent. You know,
But
he
the
does what he
Grammy,
does.
the thing, going back to the Grammys, the reason I brought that up is because I literally watched him walk in the lobby.
Yeah.
Because we were at the Beverly Hills. And I was like, it's The Weeknd. But then it was like, oh, that's cool. It's The Weeknd. He's a new up and coming artist.
Yeah.
That's so great. Oh my gosh. He seems so cool. And he had his family with him and everything,
Yeah.
And that's the point when that was one
Wait,
of those
he has a
times.
family?
He's a real
No, but
person.
I meant his family was with
I thought he
him.
just did cocaine and
Oh,
just made music.
I meant that his family was with him and he had everybody with him.
Yeah.
And it was a family affair and it was so cool to see that. But that was also the night that I just like got into Christina Aguilera's hair and called her a bitch.
Oh,
And I didn't
That's a
realize
whole
it was
other-
Christina,
that's a
How
whole
dare
other
you.
Christina Aguilera.
You know that's
until
my
after the show,
ex-girlfriend,
and I
right?
went, oh God.
I'll give you both ends of the spectrum.
Okay.
So, and this is just my personal experience, and we've talked about this. I love to hate them, but the Black Crows are the
Oh.
biggest dicks that I've ever
Okay,
met.
okay.
Okay.
I can believe
They're
that.
You believe
so
that?
unbelievably talented, but the egos were out of control. And then the
True.
coolest motherfuckers that I ever met were Guns N' Roses.
Oh,
No
that
shit.
was
And
sick.
that's the opposite
I
of what
saw
you
them
would.
at Club 90.
You saw them at
Guns
Club.
N'
Oh
Roses?
my gosh,
Yeah.
we can talk about like
Yeah.
remember Speedway Cafe?
Wait, bands go to Club 90?
They did.
You saw Guns N' Roses at Club
Yeah.
90?
Yeah, that's kind of.
What
It was
year
a
was
long
this?
time ago.
Wow, they were the coolest. You guys,
Well, if you think
Absolutely
about
amazing.
just,
I think-
entertainment and music combined, I watched part of a documentary on just Kiss and the amount of time they put into doing their makeup, and like they just couldn't get it right. They couldn't get it right, and then finally they hit it. And so not only were they great musicians, but they were great entertainers. And I think there's a combination there that has to work for anybody.
It's
And,
like the
and you got to
glam
keep the
band.
ego out of it too, because you can understand that you're a great artist, but still be a good fucking person.
That's
And I can understand why a band like Kiss is entertaining. I actually bought tickets to go see Kiss and Aerosmith, and then I went to jail.
Oh, that's
and-
another story.
Yeah,
I
and,
love them.
Okay.
and so I had to give my ticket away to my friend, and whatever.
Is that
But
like such a CD story?
No, I didn't like that you went to jail. I thought you were going to see him in a jail.
no,
I totally
yeah,
missed
no.
that.
I went
That
to
would
jail.
be
That would be hot. I was like,
I went to jail for something
Sorry.
stupid. It's not, I'm not a criminal. I actually am a criminal, but
Glad we did this podcast so you don't have to sell drugs, man.
no, I didn't sell drugs. But
I heard the wind as that
Yes,
went over your fucking head.
but when you, Meg, when you brought up the Black Crows, like that music is soul.
Oh,
it is
it's,
so.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and undeniably, like I still listen to that "Shake Your Moneymaker" album, and it's one of the greatest
It
albums
is.
of all times.
When I think of like Kiss or Aerosmith or whatever, the Red Hot Chili Peppers, I think radio and over-programmed, whatever. But when you hear the Black Crows, these guys came from Memphis, Tennessee, or
No, they were from
Louisiana,
Georgia.
or Georgia,
Yeah,
wherever.
Georgia.
Like these guys hustled their way through bars and
Chris
clubs.
and Rich,
Their
the two
talent is
brothers.
undeniable.
And
They did it.
they-
Undeniable.
and the lead singer, I can't remember his name, but he fucked Kate Hudson.
He was
That
married
is-
to her.
He was married to her.
Yeah, that is. You gotta give that motherfucker some props.
He did a
man.
lot
That
more than
is-
just that.
that is-
He married her.
that
after
is-
They had a baby, honey.
Yeah, that is Kurt Russell's daughter.
And Goldie Hawn. Don't forget her. Holla.
So
No,
anyway,
their talent is undeniable.
not that.
It's not
means
actually.
any kind
It's
of like
Kurt
credibil-
Russell's stepdaughter. It's actually Goldie Hawn and
yeah,
Bill Hudson.
Goldie
Daughter.
Hawn, of course,
Yeah.
but Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell were. But you see where I'm coming from. Like
Absolutely.
these guys have talent, and
Absolutely.
there's something that I can really appreciate with that, just that music. Because I grew up as a musician. I learned how to teach myself how to play piano. I played the tenor saxophone. I played the B flat clarinet.
I'm a flautist.
Oh, flautist.
Flautist.
I love that Mexican dish.
I really appreciate like music and the love and
Talent.
everything that goes into their
It's a
Their
creative
art.
process.
yeah.
Yeah. And I think
Like seeing you play the drums, Wade.
Yeah, it's
Like
I love it.
like
Yeah.
holy shit, you sound like Louis Belson.
Well, that's not okay. Let's be easy on the marketing.
Louis
We
Belson
both
is
just went, huh?
Louis Belson is one of the most amazing percussionists.
Yeah.
But he played the drum kit. He didn't play the bells or the.
He was drum kit, not a percussionist. Because a percussionist, you play like random shit.
Yeah.
You play the xylophone, you play the timpani,
Yeah.
you do a bunch of things.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. And speaking of the Black Crows, there's another band too that is incredible, the Black Keys.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
yes.
so good.
I had tickets to them. I don't want to bring up that year. Yeah.
It's a touchy
But I had
subject.
a hashtag you're
At the Maverick
canceled.
Center.
Hashtag you're canceled. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had tickets to see
One thing
them.
that I want to pick your brains with, both of you, is Utah seems to kind of be like a shunned state when it comes to musicians. There's a lot of people who won't play here,
Yeah.
and I don't know why.
I disagree.
I totally disagree.
I think it's changed recently, but for a while there were people who were like, "I'm not playing Salt Lake."
Well, Wade, I think
I think it's
you
elevation.
need to reach out, and I probably do too. We have some incredible music venues here.
Yeah.
We
One
do.
is probably one of the most
Oh, you better be sure you pick the right venue.
I think we're all on the same page, though.
Yeah, I think
we're
we
all
are.
on the same page.
Which
there.
venue is the best venue in Utah?
Red Butte.
I would
Yep.
agree.
I would
I would agree.
I was
Yes.
gonna say if you don't
Yes,
say
yes,
Red
yes.
Butte, I'm gonna
Yeah.
pick you.
If you said USANA, I would have been like,
Oh,
oh,
no.
shit.
That's the
That's
worst.
I don't think it's the worst.
It's not the worst.
It's
Not
not
my
the worst because
favorite.
they've gotten really good on theirs. The worst is Vivint Delta Center, whatever the
Oh,
hell
yeah.
you want to call
Oh,
it.
the acoustics
If
are
you don't
horrible.
have
Horrible.
So
perfect
bad.
seats
Yeah.
in the perfect area, I'm not going to a show.
Yeah.
If I can't get seats in a specific area, forget about it. I'm not going.
One of my favorite shows I've ever been to was at the complex, on the small side of the complex. They've got the big
Complex.
stage and the small one,
Complex is good.
and it was Reverend Horton Heat.
Yeah.
Well, I love Reverend Horton.
He's one of the. It was like just watching an artist perform, and I listened to his songs before, which I usually never do before I go to a show because I don't want to be let down by their
Yeah.
lack of production quality. Reverend Horton Heat showed up and did exactly what he does.
Shows
He's
up.
just an artist.
That was a fun.
Exactly.
You know, when you're watching him do a fucking 18-minute guitar solo, you're like, what am I
Right.
Yeah.
watching? There's
Yeah.
people that do this. He's and the Gypsy Kings is my second.
Oh, love Gypsy.
I love
Yeah.
the Gypsy King.
I saw them in
I
Red Butte, and
Yeah,
I
we
didn't
did.
understand a single word in any of their
No.
songs.
Yep.
I was disappointed they
We
didn't
didn't
play
have
Hotel
Sudden-
California, but I love the show.
Kelly would
every
agree with
minute.
this one. Another one, Gary Clark Jr.
Oh my God, I love Gary Clark
Shit,
Jr.
Gary Clark Jr.
He is like
He
we
lives
just
in
saw
Austin,
him
Texas.
last year.
Yes. We
At
never
this
miss
complex,
him.
We walked a million.
We never miss him when he
Yeah.
comes to town.
No.
Ever.
Has
We
Red
don't.
Butte released their concert list?
Not yet. I love.
No,
I love
April the
Vegas.
11th. Yes,
No, but,
April the 11th, and I'm waiting on that to get other concerts.
I thought it was interesting.
I wait on that before I
It's
get other
It's
tickets.
on my calendar.
It's on mine too, right?
Every year.
We're counting down.
Laura, you
Buddy
have
Guy.
a
Buddy Guy.
Buddy
I saw-
Guy,
awesome.
yeah.
Oh, I love Buddy Guy.
Buddy
Take
Guy.
me back to Memphis,
Feels like
baby.
you have a membership.
Buddy
a Red
Guy
Butte
with
membership.
Reba McEntire.
So good.
I've seen Reba.
Yeah, but you do have to have a guard. You have to have a membership
to get the
whatever
early
level.
access.
To
But
early
But
access.
let's be honest.
Oh,
if you're trying to buy
new
tickets
this
at
year.
Red Butte and you don't
Good
have
luck.
the membership, you're
Yeah,
not
Without
getting
having
it.
the
yeah.
yeah.
But new this year, they're doing it in 2 releases.
They
this
did,
year.
and I was they.
Oh,
that-
no shit.
I got a thing in the mail that said "We heard you,"
Yes.
and it was like they're
did.
breaking it up because I would literally have 10 daggum browser windows open.
Yeah,
Yep.
they're going sale at the
Waiting
same
for
time.
one show after another, and then
Trying
they
to
would
get 'em,
time
yeah.
out, and I'm like, oh my god, now I got to get to the back of the line, and it was just time out. Just, wow.
Laura went full on concert last year.
I did.
At the beginning of the
I had
year.
I had a spreadsheet.
You
What
had
was your
how much
favorite?
did you
What was your
spend on
favorite?
just
It was
concerts?
the weekend.
The weekend.
Yeah, hands down.
Okay.
How much did you spend on just tickets for people?
Ooh.
Like approximately.
It was. It was.
That's a personal
we had-
question.
It's not too personal. We had phenomenal seats.
Yeah.
They were $450 a piece,
Yeah.
but it was
So worth it.
so worth
By
it.
the end of at the end of last summer, I remember we were at the bar and Laura's like,
fucking
I don't want to go
another
to any
concert."
concerts.
Yeah.
But it's because I think there's places like USANA,
Mm-hmm.
a great venue, a huge venue, that kind of has a Red Butte vibe, but it's just really shitty to get
It
in and out
is.
of.
Yeah.
I don't
There's
like
no
it.
good way.
They had some issues last year. Just it's a great venue, but
Yeah.
they had some sound issues last year.
Well,
The
they're not really in
Depot.
a
We're
room.
going to the Depot tonight. The
Depot's
Depot's great.
Yeah, the Depot's great. I
Depot's
saw
great.
Tycho there the first time. They were
The cult.
That
The
was-
cult
at
my
the Depot?
first show
Oh.
at the Depot. I just moved to Utah in 2005, and Queensryche was playing, and I had to see Queensryche.
yeah.
There was no, and so I went by myself. I got a ticket for myself and went by myself. And it wasn't the same as what it is now. They've done a lot of work to it. But it was still a cool venue. And I've never been afraid to do things by myself. It's like it's music. I'm going because I'm going to be vibing with everybody in there who's got a ticket that loves this musician, loves this band, and it was fantastic. And I ended up meeting the owner
Oh, no shit.
of the Depot, and I was like, I am absolutely blown away. I said, I'm from Memphis. He goes, yeah, I can kind of tell. You're from the South, somewhere from the South. I was like, yeah. I said, but the thing is I'm blown away by how much incredible musical talent is coming through this state. I am literally blown away by how much is just coming through Salt Lake. And he said, well, I'm going to explain to you why. He said, because we're the middle point.
yeah.
So if they're coming from Colorado, going to Vegas.
It's an easy
or-
stop.
Texas,
it's
New
all-
York.
It's a
yeah,
stop.
right in the
It's
middle.
a stop. Right. We're right in the middle. And I'll tell you, There's more great music that's come through Salt Lake that I've seen than all my years living in Memphis.
No shit.
And I've seen some great concerts
That's a
in Memphis.
huge statement.
It's huge.
It's huge, yeah.
And it's absolutely truth.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the things. It's like, do I still want to be here? Do I still not want to be here? I don't know. But then I can't leave the music.
Yeah.
Because, and God bless them, Watts Heart out at USANA, and they've got oxygen tanks lined up because of the elevation.
Yep.
You know, I mean, it's a real thing. I think that's another part of why some of the artists don't potentially want to play here, but they do, because the elevation can mess with you. I mean, I remember when I moved out here, I was just tripling down the stairs and face planting at the bottom of the stairs. I was like, what the heck was that? I haven't
don't worry.
drinking.
Just
The
a mild
elevator
case of hypoxia.
Yeah.
That's cool.
No
But
big deal.
anyway, I
No big
mean,
deal.
really, quite
Memphis.
honestly, it's on its 100%. I think there's better music that comes through here, and they play in different areas, but there's not as much of an influx
Yeah.
like there is
Yeah.
here.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Memphis
The
and Meg,
Commonwealth is a good venue.
you guys, I don't know if you've seen the lineup for the Salt Lake Twilight and
Yes.
the Ogden Twilight, but it's crazy.
Lord Huron, it pissed me off
The
so
Ogden-
bad I missed it.
The Ogden Twilight, their lineup for this summer is fucking bananas.
Really?
Have you
I
guys?
haven't even looked. I haven't looked at that one. I saw the one for
Oh,
Salt Lake.
yeah,
and it sold
the Salt
out
Lake-
immediately.
And exactly, everything is sold out. If you want a ticket to go see any of these shows in the summertime, they're gone. You are now having to go to a scalper.
Yeah, so let's bring up the scalping laws in Utah.
Yeah.
And I don't know what that means, but
That means I can buy 100 tickets for $20 and I can sell them to you for $80.
exactly. And
Absolutely.
and that's what's fucked up.
Yeah.
It's such a
how
racket.
do you feel?
Yeah.
How do you feel about, like, as a musician, like, how do you feel about that with the music scene?
As a
Like,
musician, I don't give a fuck if my concert's free. I just want people to come listen to
Yeah.
my work.
it's
I don't
not
give a
free.
shit.
It's not.
But
It's not free.
how I
but-
feel about scalping is, how dare you take my revenue from me and then make it bigger than it needs to be.
Right.
Ticketmaster, a horrible fucking company.
Oh my gosh.
All of the
You got to pay
price
fees
gouging.
to get the
Yeah.
tickets, and
Oh,
then
yeah.
if you need to resell them, then you got to pay a fee to resell,
Yeah.
and then the person that's buying the tickets got to pay a fee.
Yeah,
It's like
There's nothing I love more than, like, going to a website that just exists on the internet and nobody had to do anything, and then I get a $24 ticket online purchase fee.
Laura,
That's crazy.
Do you
know a
how
lot
much
about
I
this,
could've
right?
Sold my weekend tickets for.
Probably.
Ridiculous.
Probably $1,000
Did I?
a piece.
No.
But you
because
could
you
have.
wanted to go.
I wanted to go.
You wanted to go.
And
Yeah.
I think that scalping, like, a lot of people that aren't really into music or don't appreciate the art, they want to go to a show, which I can respect that. But when ticket prices get so high, I think it does deter people from really seeing what they want to, because
Yeah.
they're like, well, I bought these for $200 and I can sell them for $1,200.
100%.
I'd
And
rather
they
just
want to
stay
post
home.
it on Instagram.
Yeah, yeah.
But here's the thing: what I thought was so cool. I love The Cure. I've always loved The Cure. They just did a verified fan thing, so I got a notice where I had to be a verified fan, and I would get an invitation and a code to be able to even buy a ticket.
Yeah.
And even if you want to sell the ticket, it has to be at face value.
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
Smart.
so
Love
much
that.
more respect for them, as much as I've respected them throughout the years. I have even more respect for them, because they're like, nobody's going to be taken advantage of to be able to come see us. And guess what? They're sold out. They sold out immediately.
I think
Memphis.
Taylor's-
In Salt Lake City.
That's what Burning Man does. I'm maybe one of these days I'll wear a panda suit and fly out of a fucking airplane in a parachute, flying into the fucking Nevada desert, whatever. But those tickets, those Burning Man tickets, if you are caught selling those tickets over face value,
Yeah.
they're void.
But what is
Wow.
They will
what is
not.
Burning Man primarily about? The art.
Well,
of
for me,
what
it's
you-
going to be about fucking and doing drugs.
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean,
in the desert.
But
yeah,
I mean-
in the desert,
but okay.
getting wind blown over your face. I don't know.
Drinking lots of water.
Okay, I'm not talking about what Burning Man
Drinking
is.
lots of water. Yeah.
I'm not talking about what Burning Man is for you. I'm talking about the concept of Burning Man. It's about self-expression, art, and performance and entertainment.
Yeah.
And of course they're gonna cut down on that. I think that more people should be like The Cure, where they say,
It was
if
so
you're gonna come see
incredible.
our music, this is what we think our music is worth. Don't buy it from like the guy
They're
off
not
of the
gonna
bus
allow
stop.
it.
They're
Right.
just not allowing it, and I think that that's gonna eventually cut out things like Ticketmaster. They've been under.
But
huge
it's under
scrutiny.
Ticketmaster.
Fuck
That's a crazy thing.
Ticketmaster.
Fuck
It's a fan.
Ticketmaster.
It's a verified fan under Ticketmaster,
So
so,
that's-
every
yep.
band can do it. Now I
That's-
want to
yeah.
see. Here's my microscope.
Yeah.
I want to see who's going to do it.
Yeah.
Yep, that's a huge thing because Ticketmaster, the Taylor Swift thing, where some of her tickets were
Right?
going for like
Yeah.
thousands of dollars, and it was and people didn't get tickets just because it sold out so fast. But you're right; it comes down to who's going to do it, and I think I would respect the artist who does take advantage of
Absolutely,
that, as
yeah.
opposed to the person who's like, "I know I'm good. I want all the money."
Right.
I can appreciate that someone like
100%.
Taylor Swift or Katy Perry or fucking Chris Brown or whatever, that they want to, they're creating their value, but
But Taylor Swift
There's
didn't ask
no
Ticketmaster to
Oh,
jack her
she-
prices.
No.
up
there's
or
no
anything.
fucking reason
Yeah.
that someone should be paying $3,000 for a
Agreed.
ticket to go see.
Springsteen.
Yeah,
Well, we used
I
to
listened
camp
to the
out
best-
in
Saw him in the
on
80s.
lawn chairs with blankets when we were younger,
Yeah.
and there
I
was
miss
a
those days.
payphone
Oh
in
my
the parking lot,
God.
and you call your parents.
Tickets
your
were
parents would drive you
$12.50,
off.
$12.50,
And it was like
and that was
maybe
Yeah.
20, 30 bucks.
Aerosmith.
Wasn't there some about that though? Is that before the internet, you couldn't just like get your reserved ticket and you're good, and then scalpers get involved. You literally had to pitch a tent.
You had to be there.
You
Like-
had
Oh,
to
yeah.
pitch a tent. That's what I'm saying. We
Sometimes
just
2 or
pulled
3
out the
days.
lawn
Yeah.
chairs with the blanket and this.
it was part of the experience.
Sleeping
Yeah.
bag.
And people would be like, "What are you gonna do with in line for 3 days?" You're like, "I'm gonna
I'm
wait
gonna go to
until."
the show.
We're
I'm
gonna
to the
party
show, and
with
it's gonna
the
be
people
fucking
in
amazing.
line.
And then you probably met not probably
We met some
great
great people.
amazing
Yeah.
people.
And then we saw them again at the show, right? So
Yep.
depending on when it went on sale.
Yeah.
And then we were just talking about
Yes.
this. Meg and I were
It was
just
part of the
talking
whole
about this. It's
experience.
like
It is. It really
the
is.
camp out experience. It was so awesome.
Yeah.
But usually it was just a night. It wasn't like over a couple of days.
Sure.
It was usually like,
Yeah.
but it was so safe, even talking about the safety. I mean, we were in high school.
Yeah.
And our parents dropped us off. And I
They
remember
dropped
the
us off
two-
and like, call me
there's
when you're done.
yeah, look, so here's some quarters. There's a payphone over there. Just let us know you're all right.
Yeah.
And then we got to get up to the counter to buy the ticket.
You could
Yeah.
pick your
and
seat.
say,
Yeah.
and I remember buying for Fleetwood Mac, and we were like, we want to be right here on the left side of the stage because Stevie Nicks is on that side, and we got second row. And then I remember us
nice.
camping out for Journey, who they're getting ready to play out here, Stadium of Fire, I think. But I remember we got in my girlfriend Mandy. Oh my Lord, she was like Neil Sean, everything. She had a pacer, she had Journey sticker, she had Neil Sean sticker. I just loved him.
Yeah.
And she's like, we're getting on the right side of the stage because Neil Sean is on that side of the stage. I mean, but you could literally say, okay, what do you have? You literally had to look at the computer.
Yeah.
They would have to look it up and tell you what was available.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
it
you're
was
right.
just an incredible experience
We were
growing up.
lucky.
And now
We
Yeah.
were lucky.
Yeah, I
we
think
had
so.
a good time.
I gotta,
So lucky.
I gotta
moments in the
like tease the listeners a little bit. You guys are you're gonna do a podcast. For
Oh,
sure.
absolutely.
100%.
When are you targeting like kind of like sending that into the world?
Everything. Anything and
When?
everything.
When are we doing- when are we doing it?
Yeah.
Oh, when?
Do you have a timeline yet?
Well, our timeline was the first of this year, and that kind of got blown. When it's time.
When it's
I
time.
always feel
Yeah.
that in its time. I say that about a lot of things in life. In its time. And when it's time, it will happen.
Well, thank
And
you,
it could
Meg.
be in the
Seriously,
next
thank you
month or
both
so.
for spending
Thank
like
you for letting
a
us
Sunday
come
with
out.
us. It's awesome.
We've had so much
Yeah.
fun.
Thank
Yeah.
you so much for having us.
And I hope when it's time, you let us know.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. will.
Absolutely.
Meg,
will.
real quick, I have a question for you too.
Okay.
Do you have any like direction of what you guys want to do with your podcast?
Oh my goodness, our podcast is going to be a little bit of everything. Obviously, we love music. And just our thoughts in general, because we're obviously very outspoken about a lot of issues. We heavily promote animal rescue and adoption, so that's going to be a big part of it. Just speaking about female empowerment. We are in the second half of our lives going through a whole other season of life that we're having to navigate, which is very challenging and difficult. So that is, very near and dear to our hearts. But yeah.
Recipes.
Recipes,
Yep.
obviously.
I love all that.
Kala. Yeah.
Well, you definitely have a listener in me.
Well, thank you.
For sure. I love both of you guys very much, and it's been quite the honor not only spending the day with you guys, but getting to know you a little better, Meg, and obviously Memphis. You and we've been friends for a long time, but I'm really excited for the future of your podcast, and I hope our listeners and the people that are hearing this are going to tune in and be a part of our family.
Thank you so much. It's going to be so much fun.
Yeah.
So much fun.
It's been a blast.
Absolutely.
Well, I can't wait to see where you go from here because you just
so can we. We're
yourself.
so excited too.
This has been the weekly InSalt.
Great job. You guys are awesome.
That was so fun.
That was so fun.
I feel like Memphis, you need an agent. Maybe Meg, you're Memphis's agent. Okay.
Her name is Jen.
Jen.
I don't have a
Jenny from the block, though, right?
An agent.
Not Jenny from the block. No.
You're such a great person and character
I can't
that I
hear
feel like.
y'all. I don't have a hearing aid.
I gotta put my hearing aids in. I can hear shit.
I can't hear shit either.